James Mangold, so cool to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
I have to tell you, skeptical going in, but I absolutely loved this film.
Fantastic.
It was brilliant.
Well, I think we really wanted to make a movie that broke out of the mold a little bit of what particularly comic book movies have become in the last few years. I feel like I love the filmmaking craft, and a lot of great technicians work on all these kinds of movies, but I found myself several times in the last couple of years watching one of these, $250 million spectaculars, and the sound is flying at me and the images are dazzling and my eyes are rolling up in my head and I'm going to fall asleep in the middle of the picture. And something has to be wrong when you're spending $200,000 a second on a movie and it can't hold your interest. And I think that's because the characters are not, no one's giving time to investing the characters. They're sketches at best.
Well, this was fabulous. And then I kept thinking at the end of it, wow, this was amazing. But how did you feel when Hugh Jackman comes up to you and goes, James, this is it. This is my last outing as
Logan. Well, for me, we both faced the same issue. I didn't know if I wanted to make another one after the Wolverine, and I was actually planning on making a different film in that slot. And the only way for me and him working very tightly together that it became worth our while is if we could do something different.
Yeah. What I found phenomenal was the casting as well. Stephen Merchant shocked me.
He's great.
He was amazing. But Daphne Keane as Laura, where did you find her?
Madrid. We did a worldwide search for an amazing child. We needed a Hispanic, 10 to 12-year-old girl who was incredibly talented physically, tumbling, martial arts, and at the same time a brilliant actress.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you put that out as your requirements, you get a lot of people who are lying, and then you get the actual only 3 or 4 people in the world ready to actually take on something like that. And Daphne was far and away the most amazing. When I saw her tape, I knew we had found the kid.
So it's one thing directing Hugh in action scenes, right? Action scenes that are really violent and grotesque for the movie's sake, it fits in. But you're getting a 10, 11-year-old girl to do this. How do you approach that?
Well, you got to remember that when you're shooting a movie, it's not quite as intense as watching the movie.
Yeah.
So, we're all laughing. Daphne can be just as easily finding a severed hand and playing with it. It's a little bit more like Halloween on set and a little less like the intensity of the finished film. But in Daphne's case also, if it's any comfort to the audience, both her parents are actors. She's seen them die on screen and on set. She's grown up in the world of play and acting and had no issues with it all. Also, Patrick and Hugh are about the nicest and as fathers, both of them, most supportive players around a young child like that.
So what was the last day on set like for you guys?
It was sad and intense. I think more so for Hugh than me, only because I knew I had to finish this movie. The last day on set is only the first day in the cutting room for me. So the burden just shifts. For instance, in my case, I really felt that we had closed the circle on Wolverine only a few days ago in Berlin when we premiered the film. That's where it hit me.
Well, thank you for closing the circle so nicely. I
Thank
thoroughly
you.
enjoyed this, and I can't wait to see your next film as well, Ingrid Bergman.
Oh, yes, working on that. It's not necessarily the next, but it is one of the several I'm working on.
Can't wait. Thank you so much.
Good.
Lovely
Pleasure.
to meet you.